boys and girls. Today I'm going to be doing modeled reading with you. And remember, modeled reading, we do two things. One, I show you how good reading sounds. Number two is I show you how I use my reading strategies when I come across new words. Now, the first thing we need to remember is good reading sounds like talking. What does good reading sound like? Talking. We need to make sure that when we're reading, we're putting our words together so that it sounds like talking. Our title today is called In the Days of the Dinosaurs. Little Dinosaur Escapes. In the days of the dinosaur, little dinosaur escapes. Let's see if I can put those words together so it sounds like talking. One very hot day. I can do better than that. One very hot day. Oh, I can do even better than that. Let's see if I can put all those words together. One very hot day, little dinosaur went out to look for something to eat. Did you notice that I stopped at the full stop there? Don't forget we pause at full stops and at commas. He liked eggs, and he liked beetles and dragonflies. But his favourite food was lizards. It was time to go out hunting. He went down to the dry riverbed. Are you visualizing that in your mind? Do you remember what visualizing means? When we put a picture in our brains. I'm visualizing if the riverbed is dry, that means there's no more water in the river. Sometimes lizards sat there on the warm stones in the sun. Little dinosaur looked around to see what he could find. I can't see anything yet. A small lizard was sitting on a stone. Little dinosaur sprang on it. Sprang on it? I wonder what that means. I've got a strategy for you. If you come across a word that I can break apart, spur, I can see a blend, sprang. I can put the sounds together and know what the word is, but I still don't know what it means. And if I don't know what it means, I can't visualize it in my brain. Little dinosaur sprang on it. A strategy is here that I'm going to put my finger over the word. And now I need to find a new word to replace it with. Let's try. Little dinosaur, something on it. I've got to think now. What word would go there that makes sense? Little dinosaur, something on it. Little dinosaur ran on it. No, that doesn't make sense. Little dinosaur saw on it. That doesn't make sense. Little dinosaur jumped on it. That makes sense. So sprang must mean jumped. Little dinosaur sprang on it and ate it, but he was still hungry. Big thunderclouds began to roll across the sky as little dinosaur looked around for something else to eat. Are you visualizing this in your brain as you're reading? When we visualize, we're putting an image in our mind. Close your eyes and picture these words in your brain. Big thunderclouds. When I visualize big thunderclouds, I'm imagining massive clouds taking over the entire sky. And if they're thunderclouds, they're dark and grey because they're full of rain, just like you can see in the picture here. Now, if they began to roll across the sky, that means if we're rolling something like dice, they're coming closer and closer and they're going further away. So we know that if I can see big thunderclouds rolling across the sky, it's taking up the entire sky. Can you visualize it in your brain? Big, dark thunderclouds all across the sky. Let's reread now that we know. Big thunderclouds began to roll across the sky as little dinosaur looked around for something else to eat. He saw another lizard sitting on a black log. What luck. Oh, I've forgotten something. Do you remember what this is called? An exclamation mark. And an exclamation mark tells me that I need to use my loud voice. What luck! Little dinosaur sprang. We know what that word means. It means jumped. Little dinosaur sprang. And I can see an ellipsis here. That's those 3 dots. All it tells me is that my sentence is not finished yet. I've got to keep reading. Little dinosaur sprang. But just then, a flash of lightning lit up the sky. Are you visualizing it in your brain? I am. The lightning scared little dinosaur. Oh, poor little dinosaur. He slipped as he landed on the black log, and the lizard got away. The log wobbled, and then it rolled onto little dinosaur's leg. Did you see that exclamation mark coming? He pushed and he kicked and he kicked and he pushed, but he could not get free. Oh, poor little dinosaur. There were more flashes of lightning and more crashes of thunder. It started to rain hard. It rained, and water began to run along the dry riverbed. Big Dinosaur was out hunting too. He saw Little Dinosaur stuck down by the log in the riverbed. Oh no. I wonder what you think is going to happen next. Can you make a little prediction now? That's one of our reading strategies when we predict. Think about what's coming up. What words might we see? Might we see eat? Might we see roar? Let's see. Big Dinosaur raced towards Little Dinosaur. He didn't care about the thunder and the lightning and the heavy rain. He was going to catch Little Dinosaur at last. But the thunder was making so much noise that Big Dinosaur didn't hear what was coming. Do you remember that ellipsis? The 3 dots. It's not finished. Just as Big Dinosaur was about to spring. That's like sprung. He was about to do it. Sprung is past tense. Spring is he's going to do it. It's future tense. He was about to spring on Little Dinosaur. A flood of water roared down the riverbed. Can you hear that flood of water in your mind? Are you visualizing it? A flood of water roared down the riverbed and pushed Big Dinosaur over. The flood carried him away. Oh no, he looks like he's trying to grab onto something. The black log was carried away too, and Little Dinosaur was free. Away he went down the river very fast, rolling over and over in the water. Have you visualized that? Sometimes that might happen if you're at the beach underwater. You roll and you roll and you roll. Sometimes his nose was in the air and sometimes it was not. That would be so scary. I wonder if that's happened to you before at the beach. A big wave comes and you're under the water and you come up for some air. Your nose is above the water or your mouth's above the water, and then you get under and you're tumbling and turning under the water again. At last, the flood washed Little Dinosaur over the riverbank. The rain had stopped, and he crawled slowly up the bank and away from the river. Little Dinosaur lay down in the sun to get warm again. But he kept one eye open for Big Dinosaur, just to be on the safe side. Can you see one eye open? That's the end of our story, boys and girls.